Talking about old technology, this is a full contact screw. Now, we expect no men to smile, but you're all smiling. Stop that. This has got to do with bolts and nuts, which is a very old concept. Okay. This is the redoing the bolt and nut. Now, redoing the bolt and nut is an interesting problem. I mean, it's an old, old thing, and it's intended to clamp things together with twisting motion. There's some difficulties with it. But a fellow who's outside the domain, as usual, the smart guys who invent disruptive stuff come out of the outside the domain. Now, Dick Morley and Brad became interested in this, and you can contact and talk to us later after this talk, but this is the guy, and he is buried in the minutiae of it, and we'll talk about that a little later. This is some photos of some of the stuff he makes. For example, this is a screw. And he makes this with three-dimensional printing and puts it together, three-dimensional printing, good software, full contact across the whole thing. Full contact means many things. Now, on this one, we have open one, we have the wireframe, we have these, we have samples. Brad, hold them up. He has samples of these kinds of things here. And you ask us what they're good for, we don't know. But the software and the concepts are fabulous of taking something we took for granted for many years into something new. We're going to suggest some applications. It's not a screw. It's a ramp. It's a folded ramp. If you think about a ramp and then fold it up in many dimensions and put another ramp on top of it like two tapered ramps, you get full contact. And a regular screw joint gives only 30% contact because it's got to move in and have freedom. It can't have full contact. And it's essentially a core connection. Now we have a list of possibilities. We're just going to run down them because it doesn't really matter what we say. A sealer for a cap, a sealer for hydraulics, a connector to hydraulic because it has no leaks, doesn't require any O-rings. It goes together. He's got a big one there. Okay? Goes together. Welding. You take two of these, put them together, put 10,000 amps through it, you get an alloying of copper to aluminum, which is a long-sought thing in the electric business. We're thinking about building a transmission for fractional horsepower motors. Costs 50 cents, automatic transmission, which reduces the need for rare earth elements by a factor of 4. So those are the kind of things we're looking at for this. And we're going to pass out some samples. Now, where's our sample crew? We're going to pass out some. We only have 50 samples, so some of you are going to get not screwed. Okay, and we'll pass those out, and you can look and you can fondle them to your heart's content. And we like suggestions. The software's available. Brad knows much more than I do. I'm a physics guy. He's a smart guy. And the two contacts are there. And we thank you.